Hello, and welcome to Temple of False Pod, where decks are not optimized, but are played sure as heck are fun. I'm Andy.
I'm Bruce.
And welcome to a new deck tale. For those who don't know, or neglected to listen to our previous one, our deck tales are just essentially deck techs, but less focused on the specific cards and more on the experience of playing the deck and understanding that a deck is never set in stone. It's always changing. It's much like a living being. You get new cards every set. You find old cards to bring in. You find little treasures to go, ooh. And some cards you're like, oh, that was either too powerful or not at all what this deck wanted to do. And so these deck tales are much more in line with the idea of just kind of sitting around talking about, oh, I did this cool thing, and yeah, you'll get it. You'll catch on. You understand conversation. So today I brought a deck that I'm currently tearing apart. And we'll get to that. The commander of this deck is Karlach, Fury of Avernus. She's a 5/4 for 4 and a red, Tiefling Barbarian. Whenever you attack, if it is the first combat phase of the turn, untap all attacking creatures. They gain first strike until end of turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So the idea is you attack with her, she untaps, gets first strike, and then you have another combat after that. Now, I paired her up. Oh yeah, and she has choose a background. You can have a background as a second commander. Backgrounds are legendary enchantments that you can also have in your command zone. So I gave her Agent of the Shadow Thieves, single, generic, and a black. Commander creatures you own have, whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent has more life than that player, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. It gains Death Touch and Indestructible till end of turn. So the idea is you have both of them out. You attack with at least Karlach. Karlach will be attacking the opponent with the most life, or tied for most life. It untaps, gets first strike, Death Touch, Indestructible till end of turn.
Yes. +1/+1.
And +1/+1. In
That's
counter
a counter
form.
Yes.
Which is relevant because it holds on to it forever. Mm-hmm. And then you have a second attack, and you then search out the player with the highest life opponent with the highest life total, and you do it again, and it gets a +1/+1. It already has Death Touch and Indestructible, so you don't really care about that. And that was kind of that's like the headliner of the deck.
So
go ahead.
Real quick,
Mm-hmm.
the indestructible part is really nice when people are using spells against your creature. If people are using ways to kill your creature, it's not going to work almost all of the time, just because it has first strike and Death Touch.
Yes.
That combo shuts down so many ways to block. And folks, just to be clear, this isn't first strike until the end of that attack. It's first strike for the turn. Mm-hmm. So every single attack that happens, and there's going to be a few, get those benefits. I love this combination. This is great.
And the great thing is that also the Indestructible sticks around till end of turn. So you don't the only benefit of seeking out the next player who has the highest life total, if it's not the same player, is the +1 counter. So the second attack can be just anybody. The biggest threat, somebody with like a giant board presence, somebody who just needs to be taken down a bit. And like, honestly, this deck cares about commander damage. It's a thing that I feel like a lot of people are talking about lately, of just, is this a thing that's still relevant in the game? And while I find it's more relevant in threat assessment than actual practice, this sometimes does actually matter in practice, right? Like, I think commander damage is a wonderful deterrent. It's a wonderful thing to keep in mind when, like, oh hey, like, who am I going to attack? Well, I could kill this person.
Right.
So that's the headliner of the deck, and the rest of the deck I really wanted to use it. I mean, for one, as many Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate
Sure.
cards as I could,
Nice.
but I also wanted to very much emulate my experience of playing D&D as a barbarian. I wanted to do big plays. I wanted to do the extra combat. I wanted like the combats to actually matter. I wanted to like kill creatures. I wanted to, roll dice. I wanted to find these little spells that end up making it so that my character essentially has plot armor. And the rest of the deck feels in those lines, right? Like you level up as a player as you play this game, and you kind of find these little interactions where like, I'm getting a bunch of treasure and I'm hoarding it all until I can do something useful with it. And so a lot of the cards were thought of in that idea. I think as the deck progressed, it became much more honed in terms of how I'm going to use those combats a little bit more wisely than just kind of reckless, which did wonders. It was an interesting choice for sure. I will mention that this deck does have a single silver bordered card in it, Sword of Dungeons and Dragons, because frankly,
that's the story you were going for.
Exactly. Which, I mean, as swords do, it's 3 mana, equip for 2, gives it +2/+2 in protection from something. So it's protection from rogues and clerics, which honestly is relevant sometimes, but generally not. I don't think I've actually ever resolved this card. I don't think I've ever drawn this card. And then whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a 4/4 gold dragon creature token with flying and roll a d20. If you roll a 20, you repeat the process. So you get another 4/4 and you roll again. The chances of rolling twice are going to be low, but that's 5% of the time. Sure.
Well, I mean, with Karlach, hopefully you get to roll multiple times, and at least in a turn.
Exactly.
And that doesn't necessarily even require you to hit that D20 or hit the 20.
So I think that was actually one of my first additions of like into this deck was like, I want to put this in, which then kind of swept up this idea of like, what else kind of triggers when I attack, because I'm getting multiple attacks regardless.
Right.
And so there's a couple things, but mostly I put Kedis in, and I'm going to be real, this card's kind of broken. But also, did you know this card's now $6?
That's, a little disturbing for an uncommon.
For an uncommon from Commander Legends, a very, widely opened set.
Yeah, I believe I have multiple copies of Kedis.
Kedis, for those who don't know, is a 1/1 for a single red and a generic mana elemental lizard. Whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. Which I will be clear with, and every time I've resolved this, I've been clear with the table, like, this does not mean commander damage for everyone. It's going to do commander damage to one person, the person that it deals combat damage to. My commander, I mean. Karlach's going to hit a person, deal combat damage. And then with Kedis out, it deals just that much damage to, it's essentially non-combat damage at that point. Because it's not combat damage. I had a game last week that I'm going to try to think of all the cards involved. Turn 1, I had Flamekin Village. I played that revealing Kedis.
Okay.
Because Flamekin Village says that it comes in tapped unless you reveal an elemental from your hand. I had Kedis. Kedis is an elemental. So came in untapped. I played something irrelevant. I don't even remember what it was. Next turn comes around, I play Ketis. Couple turns later, I play Rakdos Carnarium. The next turn, I untap with that. Oh, I have 5 mana. I'm going to play Karlach. Next turn, I play Agent of Shadow Thieves. I then go to combat. I attack the player across from me, the player to my left, with Karlach. It deals them, or it triggers on attack. So I put a +1/+1 counter on it. I untap it.
Yep.
It gains First Strike and Indestructible and Death Touch till end of turn.
Yes.
It deals, well, that first damage
6.
is going to deal 6 commander damage to that person. Keep in mind, all of the rest of my play group were in the high 30s. The person to my right was playing Bumbleflower, I think. No, Nelly Borka, who is another like more of a pillow 40 kind of group hug strategy. So like attack elsewhere, you'll get benefits. It ends up being like a goad kind of ordeal.
Right.
I hit my opponent
for 6.
For 6, and then I have another combat.
Yes.
Oh, and my opponent has Nelly Borka. The turn that happened just before that, they have Nelly Borka out. The thing with Nelly Borka is that you want to suspect creatures, which means it gives it menace and it cannot block.
Okay.
I kept my mouth quiet. And he's got to suspect 2 different creatures for whatever reason in that turn. Or I think one was already suspected, and then every time Nelly Borka attacks, all suspected creatures become goaded or something. I don't remember. There are multiple creatures suspected. Turns out it was their only blockers, and he directed it toward my other two opponents. So nothing of mine was suspected. All of their stuff was suspected. So I attack. Karlach gets through because nothing of theirs can block. 6 damage to them, 6 to the other 2. 6 commander damage to the person to my left.
Right.
Now I go to second combat. It gets another +1 counter. So now it's 7.
7.
And it's at 13 commander damage across the table. Oh, I play Sweeping Cleave from Two-Handed Axe. So Two-Handed Axe is an equipment that has an adventure on it.
Yeah.
Target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. I attack with it.
Yeah.
It gets through.
Yeah. So 14.
So now it's 8 twice.
Oh,
so
8.
16.
Okay, sure.
16 plus 13 is more than 21. That person dies. They both also take 16. None of which they've taken. The 2 surviving party members have now taken 29. Is that correct? 16 plus 13. Just from happenstance.
Incidental.
Yes, incidental. That's the word. And then I play Seize the Day. So for 4 mana, 3 in a red. Actually, this might have been the next turn, but I don't think it was. 3 in a red. Sorcery. Untap target creature. After this main phase, there's an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase.
Right.
So I do it again to now the player who has the most life.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if they were at 40 at that point, they're at 11 now.
Yeah.
So I kill them.
Yeah.
And then I think the remaining person had some sort of life gain or some sort of something. And so like it came back around. Also with Nelly Borka, if you connect with an opponent of theirs, you can draw a card. You both draw a card. So I drew into Chandra's Ignition. So my next turn comes around, and even before attacking, I was like, I'm just going to play Chandra's Ignition, and I just wiped them out. And it was a very intense game, right? So like I ended up winning on turn 6 or 7. Haha. But like, it was very weird because I'm not used to winning that quickly. Like I'm not used to playing 6 or 7 turn games.
Sure.
And and I don't think the rest of my play group is used to that either.
Right.
But I think the thing that I've been trying to solidify within myself is a few things. But I think the major two are, one, it's okay to win. I'm not always looking for the win. I'm not trying to sandbag a win. But I don't need to feel bad about it. And the second thing is they demonstrated to me the perfect dynamic of how a commander game should go, which is if something more powerful ends up happening, if something out of their control happens, it's okay to let it happen. It's okay that this, like, I think they knew me well enough that they knew I wasn't like pub stomping. I wasn't like trying to do something more powerful than what was generally called for.
Right.
And so like we all kind of joked about it. We all kind of laughed about it. And like that was a very like meaningful moment for me of like they were not necessarily stoked that it was happening. We ended up shuffling up and playing another game. But you know, they made jokes about like, oh, like we're going to get you banned from the store type of thing. Jokingly, like it was a lot of laughs, a lot of just like, what is happening? And I tried to play into that, right? Like I also needed to have that same kind of reaction, almost like it was out of my control. Which, I mean, to be fair, as a barbarian, absolutely, it's flavorful. But it was one of those experiences of like, oh, well, like I finally did the thing in this deck. I finally did 4 combats within a turn. And I was like, I didn't love playing that game. I didn't love doing that so fast, especially where like there's a lot to this deck that kind of warrants wanting to be played. I want to play more of this deck. I don't want it to be this Voltron style, like, oh, well, like I made my commander indestructible and attacked with her 4 times in a turn to beat everyone. So it was a very interesting moment where I have like a category of either cards or types of interactions that I'm like, well, if I do it once, I'm happy. I'm good with that. Yeah. So I came home and immediately decided I need to find a new Rakdos commander, either for a shelf or a home for a lot of these cards, or just something different, because I think playing this deck again, obviously everyone will see it coming. They'll try to stop me from doing anything with Karlach. And for a 6-mana commander or 5-mana commander, it's you're not going to get anywhere. Yeah. So you're going to have to change the deck to be more defensive of your commander. And to do that will take a lot of the personality out of the deck. It'll take a lot of the me-ness of what it will be trying to do. Yeah. And I wasn't heartbroken that I was like, oh no, like I need to take this out. I need to take it out back. But I think they're, you know, the great part of having deck lists online in Archidekt in Moxfield is that you can always return to them. Yeah. So I mean, it's not like I'm saying goodbye forever to this deck, because I fully recognize I can power this down. It's already fairly powered down, or I could lean into it and have it become a bracket 4 deck. I mean, there's no way that this could be a bracket 5 deck. The commander's 5 mana. Right. So it's this type of thing where it's like, what do I want to be doing with it? Where do I see the future of this deck? I see it being a part of other decks. It gives me an idea of what I want to be doing just in general with red or black. There used to be a lot more initiative, and in fact, I drew Stirring Bard off the top of my library during one of these like early turns, And I asked everybody, I was like, how's everybody feel about initiative? And like there was like a little bit of like not grumbling, but just like kind of one person was like, oh, like I love initiative. Another person was like, yeah, maybe, sure. And so like I didn't play it because I didn't need to. But I had Stirring Bard in hand, which when it enters, you take the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
I had the win in hand already, so like it didn't really matter.
Right.
But there used to be a lot more in this deck, and I slowly took it out because like I didn't really want to deal with tracking that, even though it was like on flavor. And I think that adding it back in wouldn't necessarily make it more powerful or more honed, but I
Right.
don't think it would necessarily do the opposite. I think it would kind
Okay.
of keep it around the same, but make it scarier. I think people see the initiative and understand like is some powerful things you can do with this
Right.
if you can build up to that. So I just kind of took it all out except for apparently Stirring
Right.
Bard, but that also gives you menace and haste. So
So a quick question then.
yeah,
If you're looking to do it different, would you just consider a different background and a different color?
that's
And do you think that that's going to make it weaker? Because I know obviously there are some of the black cards in this deck that are really quite good,
mm,
but you know, how much of a drop are you really going to get if you switch to a different color?
mm.
If you use a blue background,
It's
your
interesting because
creature loses the indestructible. I think that's kind of the important part. But
right, yeah, the indestructible is definitely like pretty
yeah,
OP. I really do like Agent of the Shadow Thieves. It's very funny.
yeah,
There's a 35-cent card compared to Kedis, which is a $6 card.
yeah,
I think the interesting thing here is that a lot of the powerful cards in this deck are the red ones. Whether or not that makes the deck powerful is beside the point. I
yeah.
think to your point of like changing the black to say blue or green would be an interesting choice. I may look into that before I fully pull the deck apart because I like what Karlach does. I think
Yeah,
if I were to change it into a different color, especially,
yeah,
I would be upfront with my play group and be like, look, I took out all of the extra combat cards except for Karlach. So I'm at most
right.
going to get 2 unless I flicker her
Yeah,
somehow. So it's definitely interesting with regard to maybe changing black to something else so that she's not indestructible.
right.
That's a great idea.
Because just you and I are both big fans of Commander with combat, and this card screams it. It's like we're doing the combat, and we're going to make it mean something. Because I know that there are a lot of decks and a lot of play groups where, you know, you do combat damage for the first like 6 or 7 turns, and then somebody fires off their combo, or they do something that turns their creature into like literally a one hit during combat. Like, well, then is it really combat damage? Um,
Right.
but you and I are both big fans of, let's amass an army, let's swing with said army. And Karlach certainly allows you to do that, but it just, it means everything that you are hitting with is hitting hard. So,
And I think too, what I like about this style of commander is that, like you were saying, making it combat focused, making it creature focused,
yeah,
allows me to have cards in here that maybe don't see a lot of play elsewhere. Like Elder Brain, I think is like a card that I never
I
actually
love
got.
Elder Brain.
Right? Like I never got to actually
Yeah,
play it. And I think I have it in another deck. For those who don't know, it's a 6/6 for 7 mana, so 5 black,
yeah,
creature horror with menace. And it says whenever it attacks a player, exile all cards from that player's hand, then they draw that many cards. You may play lands and cast spells from among exiled cards for as long as they remain exiled. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. The fun thing there is that because it says you can play it for as long as it is exiled. If the Elder Brain dies, you can still play those cards. The fun thing with Karlach is that it will be attacking twice. You get twice X, which is X number of cards in their hand.
Right.
Same with Grave Titan or Atali. Atali triggers twice per turn because you have 2 attacks. Grave Titan, you get 4 zombies because you get 2 attacks, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Two-handed axe. I had mentioned the adventure part,
right.
The equipment part. Whenever equipped creature attacks, double its power until end of turn. Until end of turn, not until end of combat.
Yes.
So you attack with Karlach, it becomes a 10-4. And then you attack again, it becomes a 24. And that's 20 slash 4, 20 power. Yeah. That's pretty big. And now if you're also doing that with your background out, you're getting, the +1 counters, you're getting the indestructible. Give this thing lifelink, and you've got a problem. I think that's I think this is the type of deck that I love for combat because it is so do the thing, don't think about it, and then figure out the math afterwards, because if you do the math beforehand, you might chicken out. Just do the thing. Just do it.
Oh, yeah. The thing with some people get anxious about running Karlach because they're like, oh, okay, but if I get 2 combats, what happens if my Grave Titan gets blocked the first time, and then if I swing with it again, it might die? Like, that's kind of the point.
Exactly.
You're swinging in. You're just swinging in. Don't worry about that part. And honestly, if you start worrying about that part, then it's okay. At that point, Karlach is just giving your creatures vigilance. Because, they're not tapping on the first attack. They'll tap on the second. So, okay, so you're not swinging on the second attack? Well, you're crazy. But yeah, okay, you've got a bunch of blockers. Good for you. That's not what Karlach wants. So
exactly. And I think some of my favorite cards in this deck are, like I said, either from Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate or one the AFR AFC kind of Forgotten Realms / Commander product from that set.
Yeah.
Vorpal Sword, a lot of fun if you have the mana. Equipped creature gets it's a single black. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has Death Touch. So ostensibly evasion, but can be blocked. And then for 5 black, 8 mana. Until end of turn, Vorpal Sword gains whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. Equip black. That's until end of turn. So if you have multiple combats, you can knock out multiple people. Granted, you're probably already winning anyway because you're attacking with like a huge creature.
Yeah.
At the very least, a 7 power creature.
Right.
And then if you
it also sets it up so that if somebody does have blockers, if you're getting a third attack,
right,
you've taken out 2 of their blockers, maybe now you're going to finally be able to take them out.
Well, and that's where like things like outmaneuver come in, right? Like outmaneuver is X and a red, where X target blocked creatures deal combat damage to defending player instead of to blocking creatures this turn.
Right.
And you only need X to be 1. So for 2 mana,
this is true.
You can get it right through, and like maybe you'll lose Karlach in the fight, but like you can also get the win. But my 2 favorite cards are Hellish Rebuke, for 2 and a black, instant until end of turn permanents your opponents control, all of your opponents gain when this permanent deals damage to the player who cast Hellish Rebuke, sacrifice this permanent, you lose 2 life. So if they're like coming in, and they have like maybe almost enough to kill you, this is really good. If they have enough to kill you, this is no good. Basically, all their creatures, they have to sacrifice, and then they also lose 2 life after you're dealt damage. If they have enough to kill you, that second ability will never if they have enough to kill you, it'll go on the stack after you're dead. So like not super helpful. The other my other favorite, I don't know if you use it a lot, but Reckless Endeavor. For 5 red, roll sorcery, roll 2d12, choose one result. Reckless Endeavor deals damage equal to that result to each creature. Then create a number of treasure tokens equal to the other result. There have been so many times that this is a modal spell, believe it or not, because either you want to do a lot of damage to a lot of creatures, or deal very little damage and get a lot of treasures. There's going to be the odd chance that it doesn't really do either, and there's going to be the odd chance that it does both, which may be bad for you unless your creature already is indestructible.
Well, I don't tend to run Reckless Endeavor very often because, well, one, it costs 7, but more importantly, I don't own one, and $15 seems like a pretty hefty price to pay for this card.
That's fair.
But this looks great.
It is great, which is why I have it under removal and ramp.
Yeah.
But it's just that set, man. Battle for Baldur's Gate. I wish they would do like a reprint of it or something, because like a lot of those cards are exactly what you want to be doing in Commander.
Yeah.
They're exactly the type of just shenanigans and type of just absurdity that like it's not even broken and it's not even like dirtily. It's just, I feel like they found a really good space to do some silly stuff.
Right.
That can be sometimes powerful.
I mean, I've had almost 3 or 4 boxes of the set. And I'm still pulling stuff that's like, oh yeah, this is excellent. So glad I need more of this. So there are a few sets that I like more than this set, and this is one of the all timers. So,
I think just it's a solid set, and I think like. Like, Bucknard's Everfull Purse. I very quickly made that one of my playgroup's new favorite cards, because it's just so like, why a D4, right? why is this going counterclockwise?
Right.
And it's so we could wax poetic about Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Forgotten Realms, all these things. All of this to say is this isn't my first Commander deck where it is one of the background ones where it's like, like also choose a background. I've got my Lae'zel. I've had other decks that I've played like a couple games with, and then it kind of fell apart. But I think this one did for a while fill that spot for me where I'm like, I just want to keep attacking. I don't like, it's a very low thinking deck. There's not much to it other than I just kind of want to keep attacking. All I have to pay attention to is who am I attacking? It doesn't really matter if I'm attacking into like a lot of things, because frankly, it's got indestructible.
Right.
And so I think pulling down the power level by changing the colors may be where this goes.
One quick question, because this is one of these pet cards that I always want to run and just never seem to do. How is Mask of Grizzlebrand in this deck?
I love that card.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I know that your creature is often indestructible, because you're likely attaching it to a commander more often, but I mean, honestly, equip 3, add it to a 3/3 creature, and then if it dies, well, whatever.
Unsurprisingly, the death trigger is not generally what's going to happen in this deck.
Right.
The lifelink is super helpful, and
Yeah.
the flying evasion is super helpful.
Yeah.
I think I play in a play group that values flyers pretty well, which is good, which means that this isn't always necessarily connecting.
Right.
But I'm still getting that lifelink because that's how lifelink works.
Yeah.
But I have had success with Mask of Grizzlebrand in other black decks.
Right.
The one I'm going to bring by next season, I think is like a good example of that. I had it in my Tesa deck when I had a Tesa deck where it would then double that death trigger, and I could really go off. Granted, you're paying twice as much life, but like you're getting a lot of cards.
Yeah.
And just getting card draw off of any death, even if it's a 1-power creature, is worth it, honestly, because generally it's going to be dying because of combat.
Right.
So you're going to be gaining that life in the first place. So to pay it is not as much of a payment as it is just like, oh yeah, I just gained this. You can have it back. And then you're going to be drawing hopefully something to replace what just died. So
Right.
Mask of Grizzlebrand in this deck, I wish there was more to the card draw aspect of it. But it is definitely much more of a life gain aspect.
Right.
So.
Well, excellent.
Yeah. I think that's going to do it for today.
All right.
It's going to be a little bit of a short one, but you know what? Good. Good.
Karlach likes to keep games short.
Yeah, tell me about it. Hopefully, I'll let you know. That was the last week, so this week, hopefully, my playgroup will allow me back in. But that'll do it for this week. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you press that subscribe button. If you have a special commander that you love, that is especially from Commander Legends, either Commander Legends or Baldur's Gate, let us know. Let us know down below. We'd love to talk about it. We'd love to look at your own brews.
Yeah.
So let us know what you got. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. You can find us anywhere you find podcasts. We come out every Wednesday. And next week, we got another episode for you. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you next time, because we're Temple of False Pod, where decks are not optimized, but our plays sure as heck are fun. I'm Andy.
I'm Bruce.
Go play some Magic for us. Go tell us about it. Have some fun. Laugh a lot. Please. That's the point. Do it. Have fun. Thank you again. And may your fifth land be the temple.
Bye.
Wait. Before you go, I just wanted to say thank you for listening. You can reach out to us via email at falsepodmtg@gmail.com or in Bluesky at falsepodmtg. Bruce is at Manaburned, and I'm at Andy Weekend, though you'll definitely notice I use the podcast Twitter far more often. Now that we've got you here, make sure you subscribe, like, rate us on whatever podcast platform you use. It helps us out. It gets us more reach. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Like a video there. Leave some comments for more casual enjoyment. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with some more timeless discussions about all things casual. So come hang out, and may your fifth land be the temple. Bye-bye. Should I do my best, Bruce? Bye!